Hello everyone. Today's class about in Visual Basic variable declaration using the dim keyword and also message box, input box functions in Visual Basic. So what is the meaning of variable? Variable is the name. So it will be creates the memory location. During the program execution, it can be changed as a variable. So here is a variable. It is nothing but a name that given to storage area to our program that can manipulate. Each and every variable in VB that has a specific type which determines the size and layout of the variables in the memory. The range of values that can be stored within that memory and the set of operations that contain applied to this variable. So in generally the variable it will be creates the memory location to store the data. You declare a variable that would specify its name and characteristics. The declaration statement for variables is the dim statement. You can declare the variables in Visual Basic using with the dim keyword. Its location and contents determine the variable's characteristics. For variable, naming rules and considerations are there. So in previous class I explained about the rules to form the variable. Here is a declaration of the variables along with the dim keyword. So here is the student ID is the variable that will be declared as an integer using the dim keyword. Dim means dimension. Student name, it is a string type variable. Salary, it is a double type variable. Here you can declare the variable with the dim keyword and also as, dim as. These are the keywords you can use. Salary is the variable name, double is the data type of that variable. Next, count 1, count 2, these two are the integers here. Status is the boolean type variable. Next, exit button, this has new system. So that will be using for Windows and also forms. Next, last time, next time, these two are the variables. That variable type is date type. Then next, you declare a variable that would specify its name and also characteristics. So when you can declare the variable in your program, it would specify name and also characteristics of the data. Then next, the declaration statements for variables is the dim statement. So you can declare the variable with dim keyword. Its location and contents determine the variable's characteristics. So variable can be determines with the characteristics and also what is the location of that variable, what are the contents of that variable. It would be specified here. For variable naming, rules and considerations are there. Here declaration levels are local variable declaration, member variable declaration. So and also shared variables, instance variables are there. So local variable, it is one of that declared within the procedure. Within the procedure, so you can declare the variable. Within your program, you can declare the variable is a local variable. A member variable is a member of Visual Basic type. It is declared at module level inside the class. Inside the class structure or module, you will be declares the variable is a member variable. So but not within any procedure. Internal to the class structure or module, you would declare the variable in class structure or module is called a member variable. Within the procedure you will be declared as a local variable. Next, shared and instance variables in a class or structure. So that category of a member variable depends upon whether or not it is shared. So in a class or structure, so you would declare the member variable that depends on whether or it is shared. It is a shared or not. It is declared with a shared keyword. You are using in the declaration you are using the keyword is shared. It is a shared variable. It is a shared variable and exists in a single copy shared among all the instances of the class and also structure. Otherwise, it is an instance variable. Next one is the instance variable, and a separate copy of it is created for each instance of the class and also structure. So you can declare the variable is an instance type. So it's having the separate copy. So it will be created in the structure or class. So a given copy of instance variable is available only to that instance of that class and also structure which it will be created. In which structure, in which class you will be create the variable, that is a instance variable. It is independent of a copy of the instance variable. So in any other instance of the class or structure. So it is the independent of a copy of the instance variable. So in any other instance of that class or structure. The next, declaring the data type. As is the class in the declaration statement, variable declaration statement. So as is the class that will be allows you to define the data type. So as class will be used to define the data type or object type of the variable you are declaring. So you are using the dim statement and also variable name as class and also the type variable. So before declaring the variable you can use the dim keyword. So after that you are given the variable name and next you are using the as class. So you can specify any of the following types for a variable. Elementary data type, so boolean type, long, decimal, you would declare the variable type. Composite data types such as arrays or structures. These are the composite data types. Next, object type, class type. So you can declare in the application is the variable type. So in VB.NET you can declare the class such as labels and also text boxes in your application. So these are comparable or disposable. So you can declare several variables in one statement without having the repeat the data type. So you are declared on the same sentence. So the following statements are here. The variables are I, j, k. These three variables will be declared on one line. So the type as integer and also I and m as same type variables. The type is long. X and y as single data type. Here is a statement dim I, j, k as integers. All three variables in the preceding statement, only one single line it will be declared as an integer type. The next im as long integer, it will be declared in same line. Now also you can use xy as single in the same line. So in this preceding statement im are long, xy are single. Same line you can declare the variables im as long type variables, xy as single type variables. So this is possible to declare the variables. Then next, so here is a syntax, variable name equals value. In that variable you can give the value, that is the assignment statement. So for example, here you can declare the variable pi as double type. So directly you can assign the pi value in pi variable. that is pi equals 3.14159. This is the assignment. So you can initialize a variable at the time of declaration. When you want to declare the variable pi as a double, and also you can assign the value inside it. The next, dim student id as integer. At the time of declaration you can assign the value into that is 100. So student name string type, that will be assigns the string value, that is Bill Smith. Then next, another example for this, dim a as short, dim b as integer, c as double. Three different types of variables are there. One is short type, second one is integer type, third one c is double type. Then next you can take a equals 10, b equals 20. You can assign the calculation here, c equals a plus b. This is the example for variable declaration. The next, coming into the input box. So this is the function in the Visual Basic. This input box function prompts the users to enter values. Through the keyboard, you can enter the values to the declaration of the variables. At the time of execution of the program, you are given the values to the declaration variables. You are using the input box function. After entering the values, if the user clicks the OK button and presses enter on the keyboard. So after entering the values to the declaration of the variables, then you can click on the OK button and also press enter key. It will be takes the values. The next, the input box function will return the text in the text box. Here is a input box. Input box is there. So here enter student's date of birth. It will be displayed as a message. So like that. So this input box function will return the text in the text box. Then next, if the user clicks the cancel button, the function will return to empty string. So you won't enter any value in the text box. So when you can click simply cancel button, it will be cancels the input. Then next, when an input displays, it presents a request to the user, we can provide a value. So it will be displays the input box function that will be shown on the presentation. So it will be presents a request. It will be asking about the date to the user. We can provide a value to that. So that means you can enter the date in the text box. So after using the input box, the user can change your mind and press escape or cancel. So when you want to go back, you don't want to enter the values in the text box of the concerned input box. So just you can press escape and click to cancel. So if the user provided a value and want to increase your knowledge, you can giving the value in the text box and click OK and press enter button. So this would transfer the contents of the text box to the application. That would be displayed in the input box. So this input box is specially designed. So dialog box. So this will be displays the dialog box here that allows the programmer to request a value from the user. So what you value entered, which value can be entered through the keyboard. So the type of message will be displayed on the input box. Then next, so input box will be displays a title. So a message to indicate the requested value. Here is a title, that is enter student's date of birth. So that is the title which you want to enter through the text box. Text box for the user and two buttons are there. That is, one is OK and another one is cancel. So you want to give the value. So here is it will be asking about the date of birth of the student. So when you want to give the date of birth of that student, and you can click the OK and also press enter key. So you don't want to put the date of birth on the text box, you can apply the cancel button and press enter key. That's all. Then next, displays a prompt in a dialog box. So waits for the user to inputs text and also click button. So it will be returns the string containing the contents of the text box. So following is the input box syntax. Here is a memory variable. So that will be assigns the input box function, input box, prompt, title, default. This is the syntax of the input box function. So memory variable, it will be assigns, so input box function string. So memory variable is a variant data type here, but typically it is declared as a string. Here is a memory variable, that is a variant data type. That means it will be allowed any type of data. So typically it will be declared as a string. In input box you can enter whatever data will be entered through the keyboard. So which accepts the message input by the users. So the arguments are explained as follows here. What is prompt, what is title, what is default text, what is the position XY. Here is a prompt string expression displayed as a message in the dialog box. So that will be displayed in the message box, or the message will be displayed in the dialog box of the input box. So if prompts consist more than one line, this string will be appeared more than one line. If we can separate the lines using the VB control constant. So then next coming into what is the title of the input box, that would be allowed string expression displayed in the title bar. So in the title bar, so it will be displayed string expression displayed in the title bar of the concerned dialog box. If you want to omit this title, the application name is displayed in the title bar. You don't want to put up the title, so it will be displayed the application that will be displayed in the title bar. The next default text. What about this? The default text, it will be appears in the input field. Users can use it as intended input. It will be displayed in the text box. Here is a text box. In that text box, you will be given the data. So he may change to a message what you wish to allow the text box. The next X position, Y position, the position are the coordinates of this input box. The next example of this one, let us to calculate the area of the rectangle. So by getting the values from the user and also at that runtime with the help of two input boxes, one is for length and also another one is for width, it will be displays the output. Here is a programming function, not a whole program, just a function is there, sub function is there, that is the self-contained unit in the program. So that function is find area, that function name is find area. In that function we can take the variables length, width. Length is the double type, width is the double type. So here, so then length equals, you can take the number, input box, enter length, enter the number. Through this, so it will be accepts the data and also assign it in the length. Next, width equals input box, enter a number. Through this string, it will ask us the data to the declaration of width. Then next, you can calculate the find area equals length into width. It will be calculate the area of the rectangle. The first step, execute the name when you are calling the function name. Here is a function name, that is find area. So next, upon the execution, the first input box is the length, second input box is the width, it will be displayed. Then next, upon entering the second number and click OK button. So here area will be displayed as shown in the following screenshot. In the first input box, it will be asking about the length, enter length. So that will be given by the user, that is 7. Enter width, that is given by the user in the text box, that is 4. So in the screenshot we are having the result is there, that is calculation area equals 28. So that will be displayed and also shown in the presentation. Then next, so what about message box function? This message box function displays a message and waits for the user to click a button, and then action is performed based upon the button clicked by the user. So this is the another function. It will be displays the message and also it will be waits for the user to click the button and then action is performed. So that is the action of the message box function. So message box function in generally has prompt, buttons, title, help file. Prompt, it is required parameter, remaining are optionals. So in the message box function, it will be displays a message and also it displays a message box and waits for the user to click a button and then an action is performed based on the button clicked by the user. So this is the syntax of this message box: prompt, buttons, title, help file, context. Except prompt, all are the optionals. Then next, this is the one of the example for the message box. So say hello world, click. This is the command button here, click button here. So password as a string. Password is the variable, the type is string. So here we can assign the password is admin #1. Next you can take the another variable, that is num. So we can assign the value into that 1, 2, 3, 4. Then next dim birthday as date. Then next we can assign the birthday equals date value 30/10/2020. So that means here we can take the three variables. One is string type, that is password. Another one is integer type, that is num. Another one is date type, that is birthday. Then next you can take the assign box, message box here. Assigned a message box here, that is password is. So then inside of in this message box you can take the string is password is. Then next, before you are giving the variable password, so you can declare the ampersand sign. Then next, and also ampersand character 10. It will be given the leave the 10 places after printing of the password. Then next, end value of num is, it will be printed this string as it is, and also after that ampersand num. Num is the variable, it will be print the value from this 30, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Then next you are taking the separator is ampersand. Then next naturally you can take character 10, it will be leave the 10 places. So after that it will be print the birthday of that concerned candidate. Then next, these three are printed on the three separate lines. Why? Because these three are printed on the three separate lines. After printing of the password you can leave 10 places, and printing of the num value it will be given the 10 places. So it will leave 10 places and also print the birthday. So here is a message box. In that password is admin #1, value of num is 1, 2, 3, 4, value of birthday is, so sometime it will be displayed. So this is the output of the program. Then next, upon executing this script, the output will be shown in the following screenshot. This is the explanation about message box function. So today I explained what is the variable, how to declare the variable using the dim keyword and as class. So then next, how you can use the input box function, message box function during the execution of the program. So you can take the variables, you can take input box function. So you can display the output using the message box function. Thank you, students.